Hi, welcome to another talk time. This is about you and your marketing strategies. So it's great to be the best hypnotherapist in the world, but if you don't know how to put yourself out there into the marketplace, it's going to be tough. And I want people to be thriving in this career, and you do need to know how to, one, get the right client that makes sense to you, and also build your business in the way of branding and networking and all of those things. So we're going to be talking about that today. Did you know that 47% of business owners manage their own marketing? So I guess that's almost half businesses out there. And it's expensive to get someone to help you with your marketing. But hopefully today we're going to welcome Teresa. We're going to have a chat about marketing a hypnotherapy business.
Hi, Meredith.
How are you?
I'm good, thank you. And yourself?
I'm good. Now, today we're talking about marketing, and I think it's one of the hardest things that many of my fellow colleagues really have to deal with.
Yes, marketing, that's that. We all want the clients, but it can be very costly, and it can be very daunting as well of doing your own marketing.
I talked a little bit about that in one of our talk time series around my journey and things like that, but I want to sort of reiterate some key things, some strategies that you guys out there today can go away and hopefully brainstorm and get out into the marketplace if you are in that position, or if you're thinking about this as a career, that's something you put proper time and energy towards. If you hire someone else to do your marketing for you, they're never going to look after your business quite the way that you will. Okay? So you can spend a lot of advertising money and someone's going, oh, thank you for paying me, but it doesn't necessarily equate to a good return for your investment. So we need to be very clear. If you're going to be self-employed, you need to be in charge and ahead of this business strategy right from the word go. You need to have a clear strategy because you're not going to be busy straight away. Don't leave your full-time job. Create a bridge between the two. Build up your clients, and then when you've got satisfactory, a steady flow of clients coming in, then give up your day job. But do think about how you're going to transition from the old ways to that new career. What are your thoughts on that, Teresa? Because, you know, I'm sure you've seen a lot of people do that.
For sure. And there's a lot of people that go and do the diploma and say, yep, when I finish this, I'm quitting my job, or I've quit my job to do this course, and then I'm going to start up and I'm going to be successful. Well, sometimes that isn't always the case because, one, you're not known, you're newly qualified, it's a new field. Some people, yep, great, they do hit the ground running on it, but I would say that's the very few people. So I do think, yes, transition your career, but have a backup plan. You know, either work for somebody else and then gradually change that over, or if you specialize in something else, then you can work that at the same time and integrate hypnotherapy into that business.
Absolutely. You've got to have a clear marketing, I guess, strategy of timing that's realistic to the marketplace. If you've got a huge population, for example, in New Zealand, we're tiny. And if you go to an Australian population like Melbourne, I mean, it's like New Zealand, all in one little place. And you cannot get the same flow of clients when you're in a small economy. It just doesn't happen like that. So you might also need to think, am I going to have online presence as well, that I can grow that global reach rather than just having my small environment where I am? The thing is, you've got to think about these things well before you are ready to start. I really invite people to sit down and create a business strategy, a business plan. Step one, What does that look like?
And be mindful, because there's a lot of, I know, out there on the market, on the website, American marketing strategies. We are not America. We are small, like you were saying, and what works for America may not appeal to the Kiwis.
Exactly. There is definitely really great advice out there. I'm not going to be saying I'm the top marketing expert, but I've been around for long enough to know what works and what doesn't. That I can say. And it's an ongoing journey. We're evolving as the world evolves. We have to evolve with that, and so too our marketing strategies. So let's look at LinkedIn for a moment and getting your profile up there. So I definitely say go and be seen on LinkedIn. Why is LinkedIn important? Well, Facebook is for your friends, for family and connection. But LinkedIn is your professional space where you can say what your training is and what your niche is, what you're about. That would be really, really important, because a lot of people who are looking for someone will actually look on LinkedIn. Are you a real person? Are you someone? What's your background?
I just want to share with you at the moment for that. So currently people will know, I am part of the NZAPH Association, as yourself are. And I'm looking at inviting different people, different speakers to come in to talk about various topics for our professional development as an association. Now, I've had a couple of speakers that I've invited that have actually come back to me and said that they've Googled me and they've had a look at my various social media platforms. So that is LinkedIn. They're not interested in the Facebook. They might go and have a look in the Facebook as well, but it is LinkedIn. So the world has changed. People are sitting there and they go to one of the first things they do is stick your name in and Google it.
Yeah. There's a level of trust that comes with a more professional platform like LinkedIn. It is for businesses and professionals. Okay. Now, if you are looking to market a package out into the world, sure, use Facebook, post blogs, do that social engineering. All of your funnels. What a funnel is all of those areas that have potential ability to funnel clients to you. So that can be as simple as a board outside your office that says your name and where you are and your phone number and so on. It could be having one of those Cody codes that someone can scan it with their phone and go straight to your website, and it's on a pamphlet somewhere or on a business card or something. Or it could just be on a poster put in a public space that you've put, just like help with overcoming whatever. So when we're looking at that idea of funnels, YouTube is a funnel, TikTok is a funnel, Instagram is a funnel, Facebook is a funnel. So is, what do you call it, going back to our initial one,
LinkedIn. And you've got Twitter as well.
Yeah. Or X as they call it now. So there's definitely different social funnels. And I would definitely go, okay, it may feel overwhelming, but when you get a website and you do a blog post, you don't have to propagate that or populate it in every single thing separately. You can set up your website to post it on all of your platforms. So there's lots of really nifty things that you can do to promote what you've actually done and repurpose it into these other spaces and places. So making it work for you. You go.
You don't also have to spend hours and hours on doing that, because you can actually set a certain amount of time away. You can propagate it to be sent out to all those platforms, but also you can schedule your next week or your next, however many times you decide you're going to post. You can schedule them in so they automatically come out as well.
Definitely. And I think one of the greatest ideas that I was given many, many years ago was, if you are going to do blogs, do a chunk of them and have them there ready to go, because you might get sick or you might go on holiday or something might happen and that inconsistency happens. So if you can bulk create and then just drip them out, the what that does in the marketplace is it keeps on nudging people. Here I am, here I am, here I am. Come here, if you need help, come my way. And so definitely doing things like active opportunities to speak, that's another important thing. Now, if you record your speech, you could utilize those words and create a blog from it. Right? So there's so many things that you can do that's going to help you leverage your place in the marketplace.
You want to repurpose your work rather than having to work harder. You want to start thinking smarter.
Yep, absolutely. So when we're looking at the idea of one-on-one clients versus doing groups, in a marketing sense, groups can, pull more money in actually for one given hour. So let's say you had 10 people and they were all paying let's say $20, and it's an hour of your time, and it's a group, and they're paying $20 to hear what you have to share with them. So if you think about your hourly rate versus what you can get in that 1 hour versus what you would get in a one-on-one, do think about that. So it makes it more accessible, but those group opportunities can funnel back into them wanting a one-on-one intensive with you.
That's what I was going to say. People might say, oh, but it doesn't always have the same effect, group hypnotherapy in a session. That's true. It might not do, but you might then cash in on another way and get the individual that wants to have a one-on-one session now with you, just to finalize that and anchor it in.
You're building trust credits. So a lot of times people will purchase the less risky thing, and then if they believe you've got what they're looking for, they're going to invest in you. So that could be an ebook, like a really simple, quick tips on how to reduce stress. And you could put that together and have that as a free download, and you could collect email addresses. And that email is valuable to you because, one, you already know that person's interested in what you have to say because they've gone and done that. And to upsell them or to create a relationship of trust with them, often maybe even a number of things that are free, and then you offer something of value that you get a return on, they're more likely to buy in. Yeah.
Yep.
So all of those things are important. So do think about your social network funnels and think about what's your proposition. What are you going to do regularly that's going to generate interest and trust? Interest and trust. Now, networking strategies and local connections. These are really important to build relationships with fellow colleagues. So you can team up with someone who's already maybe out there in the marketplace, and you can bring something fresh to that relationship and create a package or do something together. Also, there are going to be people who are looking to have someone to refer on to. So get to know your local community. Go and see whether you can have a coffee and explain what you do, or drop off your business card and have a little natter at the local GPs or something like that. Warm up the space locally. Let them know you're arrived.
Your pharmacies is another good place as well, and health food shops, those sort of places.
Yeah. So, all of those networking opportunities are important. We talked earlier in one of our Talk Time series about BNI groups. But, sometimes that can be costly, actually. So when you're starting out, that's quite a big cost to go there and spend money to be part of a group like that when you don't have any money to begin with. So there are definitely some more sort of basic things you can do to start to network and bring value back in to your business.
And referring back to one of our previous episodes on Find Your Niche. So if you've got a niche on sports performance or motivation, you could connect with various groups within your community. And often, like the climbing club and those sort of things, will have monthly meetings where they have speakers. And you could go along and you could do a talk and you could, explain about the benefits of using hypnotherapy.
I remember, and this was really interesting, my husband's really big into mountain biking, and my 2 children and him were part of the club for many years, and every year at the prize giving I would give a voucher away that was worth a certain amount. And now many years later I ended up getting a couple of clients from that. It didn't happen straight away, but they remembered me. They remembered my name and my brand, and they picked me over someone else. So, this is important too, that sometimes you might put something out there and you think, oh, I really got nothing back. But the long game of building up credits, trust credits, and reliability is really important out there. Go, oh, no, I've heard you've been around for many years, or whatever. That eventually occurs. So I remember I wanted to be known. I wanted to get my name out there, like a household name. And there was a fellow hypnotherapist, and every year he would advertise in the Yellow Pages. And his Yellow Pages ad was maybe about this big. And then I started advertising. And for whatever reason, his got bigger that year. And every time I got bigger, his would get bigger, and it was always bigger than mine. I'm like, he must have an inside person telling him that this person has got, her ads increase. Are you going to increase yours? I just had to laugh. But he was one of the household names. Like, everyone knew who he was. And I thought, I want that. I want to be at that point where people remember my name. And so I used to trade as Harbour City Hypnotherapy, and one of the best advices that I ever had received was trading as Meredith McCarthy clinical hypnotherapist, because that's actually who I was and that was what I was delivering. And it made it so much more easy for me to build off that. So you are the brand, you're not Nelson Hypnotherapy or what sort of Wanganui Hypnotherapy. You are whoever you are. That's who you are. So think about this. A lot of times fancy names are all fine and dandy, but actually it's the person they're seeing that counts.
Yeah. I guess it comes down to people's preference as well, but it's something to consider for people. You could actually set up a practice, and there are a few people that do have different therapists there, and then that's okay to have a brand name, and then they associate the different practitioners under that brand name as well. But yeah, do consider why, when you're setting up, why you're going to call your business a particular name rather than putting your name out there. Because another thing to think about, people won't know this new, I don't know, let's say Wellington hypnotherapist. They won't know who that is. Whereas if you put Teresa Saunders, clinical hypnotherapist, people will know me, some people, and then that gets another way of marketing.
The other thing is too, people are going to trust an actual person's name over a business name. Because if you're willing to put your name out there, that is the first sign of trust. Like, you're literally putting yourself out there to market. That is a trustworthy thing to do. So these are the things that I would like to kind of invite you to do. In community engagement ideas, workshops, volunteering at places and giving away vouchers, or doing something where you're just being part of that community, giving something back to that community. You never do know how that's going to sort of funnel back to you, not just in the short term, but the long term. A lot of times too, people go, okay, I'm going to put lots of money into Google or Facebook ads and this, that's okay. But as soon as you stop putting that money in, you're going to stop getting the people interested. So you need to get to a point where you don't have to feed that machine all the time to get clients. So at the beginning, sure, little spurts of getting a Google ad campaign going, that's fine. But don't think that that's forever. You need to work on your other funnels so you can start to get that collective interest in you and those conversions in you. The other thing is too, especially early on, I used to do this manually because this is like years ago before computers existed, really. The internet wasn't a thing. I had a little wee book in my waiting room, and after I'd finished a journey with a client, I'd simply ask them, look, would it be okay if you wrote down your experience? So if people coming in for the first time, they can read it and they can kind of have a little bit of an understanding about what that's like. And would it be okay if I were to put that in a advertising or other things? And they go, sure. And they'd write something lovely and I'd have that there. And later on, I would plug that in and I'd add that to my website. So I had this book of wonderful feedback. And the same thing with workshops. After you've done a workshop, get your the people who have attended to write something nice about you and say, is it okay to post that up somewhere? Can I use that? That is an important part of, again, trust credits. Now, at the beginning, it may be that you might need to give away to get. So a lot of people on LinkedIn might connect out there and say, look, I'm going to give some free sessions away in exchange for feedback, for testimonials. So this is a way that you can start to leverage more and more clients once you've got those trust credits and you've got those testimonials to back you. Yeah. What are your thoughts on?
Yeah, I do think that's really good. A lot of people also asked for a Google review. I am a bit cautious personally about Google reviews in the fact of that if somebody's coming to see you as a hypnotherapist, they have to have their name attached to that Google review, which is good for credibility, but maybe not for privacy reasons. There may be people that don't actually want to have their name fully attached to the reasoning why they come to see you. So giving them the opportunity to actually send that to you on email or write it down, and you just use their initial or their first name or something like that, just so that it's a bit more anonymous, Yeah.
I've both got the Google reviews option, and I've also got another testimonial plugin in my website that I pay for, that people can put video testimonials and also other testimonials, but they have an opportunity to either put just their first name or an alias if they want to. So so no personal stuff is really out there for people to see. So I think in this field, you do need to be mindful of confidentiality and just honouring that client's journey, because they've come to you and you don't want to come across as just using them for that purpose. So being mindful about how you invite that and who you might ask that from.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah.
Time. Excellent. So we're coming to the end of this today's talk time. So are there any things that you'd like to add before we finish up today?
I would think just before if you're watching this and you're thinking of actually considering as hypnotherapy or hypnosis as being your career and studying that, then do check out your website, and also start thinking about marketing, because it may seem a long way off, but you need to start getting it out there before you're ready to launch, because you want people to know who you are and what you are. And even as a student, you can be offering sort of free or nominal fee for actually having a session with you. Let them know that you are a student training and you're building up your capability. Are they willing? And you'll be surprised how many people will step forward for that. But if you've got a website, again, you can start getting testimonials as well. It doesn't have to be free. It can be a testimonial instead.
Absolutely. So that's us for today. If you want to do more training or look into training as a hypnotherapist, you can visit the website nzach.ac.nz, and there's lots of information about what we do and stuff. And also, if you do like this series, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. That means a lot to us because we want to get this stuff out into the bigger world, don't we, Teresa?
We sure do. Comment as well. Start off the chat with us and with others. You know, take that next step. Yeah, interact with us. We don't buy, honestly.
Well, on that note, we'll see you next week. And yeah, I hope you've all enjoyed today. And thank you again, Teresa, for coming along.
Thanks, Meredith. See you all next week.